Some years back, when I used to be in Vrindavan, the understanding and the arrangement, which is so even today, is that Vrindavan we will have the temple, and for preaching we will have to have a few places in Delhi as a preaching center, because Vrindavan is more of a weekend city. Everyone comes on the weekend and then goes back. So if we have to develop preaching, we are after all a preaching organization. If we have to develop our preaching, we have to have a center in Delhi. We had taken a place on rent in a place called Sarvapriya Vihar, which is very close to IIT Delhi. It was I think 3 or 4 bedroom flat on the maybe first floor or second floor. And we used to, the affluent man, a rich man from Delhi. So this rich man, he was, Vishnu Bhakta Prabhu had been preaching to him, and he had given some donation also, and he was showing some inclination towards philosophy and chanting Hare Krishna mantra and all that. Maybe 1 round or something he was chanting. And then one day this man came to our Sarvapriya Vihar flat, and he came for Darshanarthi. He attended the Darshanarthi, Guru Puja, and sat for a Bhagavatam class also. And we were very happy. Okay, some donor, he's becoming a devotee, very nice. And then we saw every day he started coming. And he would sit through the class, sometime ask some questions. So, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 1 week, 2 weeks, every day without fail is coming. And we were all very happy. And we are congratulating Vishnu Bhakta Prabhu. What preaching you have done. This man has become a devotee. And we are all very happy. So, one month went by like this. And one day he didn't turn up. And so we all thought maybe he fell sick or some other reason, maybe he might have gone out or whatever, maybe that's why he didn't come. Second day also he didn't come, third day he didn't come. So we were a little concerned, why suddenly he has stopped coming. We told Vishnu Bhakta Prabhu, why don't you go and meet him and see what's the issue. Vishnu Bhakta Prabhu went to his house, met him and came back, and then he told us, actually what had happened, this man had been facing some problem. And he had approached some astrologer and asked him how to solve this problem. And that man had told him, 1 month, every day you attend Bhagavad Gita, all your problem will be solved. So 1 month was over, he stopped coming. And we were all like, oh my God, we were so floating in the sky, this man has become devotee. 1 month ho gaya, uska problem solved ho gaya, stopped coming. So, this example actually shows to us how a person may come to Krishna, he may come to the lotus feet of Krishna, he may start devotional service. There may be multiple motives for a person with various motives. Artho jitnyasur artharti jnani cha bharatarshava chaturvida bhajante mam sukritino arjuna. 4 kinds of people, Krishna has classified, 4 kinds of people come and surrender unto him. One is artaha, one who is distressed. Then another is jijnasu, one who is inquisitive, one who wants to know what is this world, who is God, what happens after death, what is all this material world about, what is the purpose of this creation. Some inquisitiveness is there. Like that some people come. Then there is artharthi, one who wants some wealth or some position or to gain some benefit, he comes and worships Krishna. And then there is the jnani, one who is desirous of liberation or mukti from this material world. He has no material desire, he wants liberation. So these 4 kinds of people come and surrender to Krishna. Now what happens out of these, those who are artha and artharthi, those who come for mitigation of some distress to Krishna, and those who come to Krishna for some material benefit. Many times what happens is these people, once their desire is fulfilled, they will give up their devotional service. So, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that akamaha sarvakamo va mokshakama udaradhihi tivrena bhaktiyogena yajeta purusham param. Actually, this is a statement by Shukadeva Goswami in the second canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Before this verse, Shukadeva Goswami had told Parikshit Maharaj, he gave a big list. If you have any desire, whom you have to worship. If you want a good bank balance, worship Varuna Deva. If you want good harmonious family life, marital life, worship Uma Devi. If you want victory over your enemies, you can worship the demons. And if you want good health, you can worship Surya Deva. Like that, he gives a big list. And then at the end he says, but still, better than going to all these devatas for fulfilling various desires that we may possess. Akamaha sarvakamova, even though one may have no desire, or sarvakama, one may have multitude of desires to fulfill, or moksha kamaha, one is desirous of attaining moksha, whatever desire you have. Tivrena bhaktiyogena yajeta purusham param. It is better to execute intense devotional service to Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now why? What is the reason he is saying this? Why should we come to Krishna only? Why not go to all the other devatas? And in fact, Asutoshaha, if you go to the devatas, they will fulfill your desires very easily. You take some simple vrata, offer 108 coconuts to Ganesha, or you have some, offer some Ganga Jal to Lord Shiva and worship him. He will fulfill your desire. Whereas if you come to Krishna, Tivrena Bhakti Yogena, you have to engage in intense devotional service. So many rules and regulations are there. It will be cold winter, you have to come for Mangalarti. Ekadashi, you have to fast. You have to spend 2 hours chanting Hare Krishna mantra. If you go to Lord Shiva, you don't have to do all these things. So why should we come to Krishna after all? Anyway, my desire can be fulfilled by going to any of the devatas. Find some temple or the other. There will be one small temple of Ganesha or a temple of Lord Shiva. Every nook and corner you will find, because people are everywhere wanting so many desires to fulfill, and therefore people follow the path of religion. They come to some demigod and worship him to attain some desire. Just like this donor in Delhi, he had come to this one because he had some desire to fulfill. Some distress had to be removed. So a fact is, the whole world is running like this. So when already in the Vedas it is stated that for specific desires you go to some specific devata or demigod, why is it saying that, why is Sukadeva Goswami says, forget all those people, whatever desire you have, sarva kamova, you come and worship Krishna with intense devotional service. What is the difference? The Bhagavatam says, Satyam dishatyarthitam arthito nrinam naivartado yat punararthita yataha. That Satyam dishati arthitam arthito nrinam. Arthitam nrinam. A man, if he has some desire to fulfill, if he comes and surrenders to Krishna, Satyam dishati, he will definitely, Krishna will also definitely fulfill your desire. It is not that if you come to Krishna, he will not satisfy your desire. He will fulfill your desire. But then, Naivartado yat punararthita yataha. But Krishna will see, if I satisfy this one desire of this person, will he again and again come to me with more desires? If Krishna sees that if I fulfill this one desire of his, he will again and again keep coming to me for more fulfillment of more desires. If Krishna sees that, what Krishna will do? Naivartado, he will not satisfy your desire. On the one side, you can go to the devata, you follow some simple vrata, you satisfy them, 100% your desire will be fulfilled. Then Sukadeva Goswami is saying, don't go to them, come to Krishna. What is the advantage? If you come to Krishna, he will fulfill your desire, but if you are going to ask again and again, he will not fulfill your desire. Then why are you telling him to come to Krishna? Because the Bhagavatam says, Swayam vidatte bhajatam anichyatam ichchapidanam nijapada pallavam. What Krishna will do, Krishna may not satisfy your desire, but Krishna, what he will do, he will see that this person has come to me. He has come to me, and therefore what I should do, Nijapada Pallavam, I will give him shelter of my lotus feet. But then this person did not come to Krishna saying that I want to surrender to you, I want to become your devotee, right? He came with some material desire. Bhajatam anichchatam. He had no ichcha, he had no desire to become a devotee of Krishna and to go to Goloka Vrindavan to become his eternal associate, to get liberated. He had no desire. But Krishna doesn't see that. Bhajatam anichchatam, even though he did not desire it. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, what Krishna sees is that this person has become my devotee, and Murkha, this fool, he is coming to me, he can get Amrita, he can get nectar, but Vishamange, he is asking for poison. So foolish person is coming and asking me for poison. Why should I give him poison? I will give him nectar. Swayam midatte nijapada pallavam. Krishna will give him shelter of his lotus feet, and he will give him pure devotional service. And how does he do? Ichchapidanam. He will do it in such a way, whatever desire that person came with to Krishna, he will forget those desires. You see how it is? Krishna thinks beyond what the person is actually designed for. There are many examples of this. Arti, a person who approached Krishna in distress. Who is that? Gajendra. Gajendra, his feet had been captured by the crocodile, and he had been fighting for 1,000 years with the crocodile. All his friends, all his relatives, they all came and tried to pull him out, but they couldn't do it because the crocodile was too powerful. So Gajendra became extremely fearful. What will I do now? My life is at risk. I am going to die. All my friends, all my wives, all my relatives, they all could not help me. Now what should I do? So he remembered in his past life, as King Indradyumna, he had done devotional service to Krishna, and he used to offer a prayer to him. He remembered that prayer. And then he started offering that prayer. What was the intention? I am distressed now, I am going to lose my life. So Krishna, protect me, save me. And that's how he started praying. And then what happened? Lord Vishnu personally appeared. And by the time Lord Vishnu appeared, towards the end of the prayer of Gajendra, what happened? His prayer changed. He began the prayer saying, thinking that out of great fear, my life is at risk. Now I am going to die. Somehow I have to save myself. That's how he started. Towards the end of that prayer, what does he say? Jiji vishe naham ihamuya kim. Jiji vishe naham, I don't want to live anymore. What happened? He began the prayer saying that I want to be rescued from this crocodile. And towards the end of the prayer, he said, I don't want to live anymore. Let me die right now. I don't want long life. Neither in this body, nor in the next life I want a long life. I don't want to live anymore. On the other hand, I want eternal life in the spiritual world, rendering devotional service to your lotus feet. See? Ichchapidhanam. Krishna covered his desire. He lost his desire. And when it comes to Artharthi, this is a case of Arti, one who was in distress, who approached Krishna, forgot his distress. He said, to hell with my distress, I want Krishna. Then Artharthi, one who approached Krishna for some material gain. Who was that? Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj rendered devotional service to Krishna with the intention that he wanted a kingdom bigger than his grandfather's. His great-grandfather is Brahma. So he wanted a kingdom bigger than Brahma's, means something bigger than this universe. That is how he started worshipping Krishna. And by the time Lord Narayana appeared before him, his prayer changed. What did his prayer become? Sthana bilashi tapasi sthitoham tvam praptavan deva munindra guhyam kacham michinman praptavan divya ratnam swamin kritartnosmi varam na yache. He said, I was looking for some broken pieces of glass. And what did I get? I got a Divya Ratna. I got a divine jewel, invaluable jewel I got. Sthana bilashi tapasistoham. I was doing all this tapasya. Why? Because I wanted sthana, I wanted position, I wanted rulership over a universe greater than Brahmas. But now, what is my position? Varam na yache. I don't want any benediction. I don't want any benediction. What happened? He had got devotional bhakti for Krishna. Ichcha pidhanam. If Krishna, when Krishna sees that this devotee has come to me, he is seeking some material benediction, he is asking for poison. Why will I give him poison? I will give him nectar. So Dhruva Maharaj gave up his desire. Similarly, Jijnasu. Who was Jijnasu? All the sages who were engaged in Naimisharanya, conducting a yajna, they were all very inquisitive. 6 questions they asked from Suta Goswami. All their questions was, what is this material creation? How does the Lord conduct this creation? What are the avatars? What are their functions? And why did Krishna descend into this world as Devaki's son? This was their question. But towards the end of the Bhagavatam, they all became pure devotees. All their questions over, they were no more inquisitive. And similarly, Jnani. Who was a Jnani? The 4 Kumaras, the sons of Lord Brahma. They were all great monists. They were so self-realized that they chose to remain as small young children. They did not grow beyond 5 years old. Because they said if we grow up, then all these kind of lusty desires, all these things will conquer us. Better we remain as small children. So they were very strong, liberated personalities. And their desire was we should remain like this so that we can become liberated. Their desire was to acquire liberation. But what happened? Like this, once they were roaming around, it so happened that the fragrance of the tulasi buds and leaves offered to the lotus feet of Narayana entered their nostrils. And that created a great turmoil within their heart. Some agitation started and their whole, consciousness changed. And then they came to the Dwara of Vaikuntha and Narayana himself personally came to meet them. And when they saw him, what was their reaction? They could have easily asked him for mukti, moksha. But what happened? They said, we are no more interested in all these things. They said, bhavataha, kamam bhavataha, they said all our vrijinair, all our sinful activities, because of that, nirayeshu stat, let us rot in hell forever. We don't want liberation. Actually, they were situated in all this tapasya, remaining as young children for what? They wanted mukti, liberation. They gave up their desire. They said, nirayeshu stat, let us rot in hell forever. As long as our tongue is engaged in glorifying you, our ears are engaged in hearing your glories, and our mind and heart is absorbed in remembering your lotus feet. As long as this is there, this is enough for us. We are no more interested in moksha or mukti. Ichcha pidhanam. Their desire for mukti vanished. So this is why Shukadeva Goswami advised Parikshit Maharaj, akamaha sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradihi tivrena bhakti yogena yajayeta purusham param. The advantage of coming to Krishna is, if you whatever desire you have, you come to Krishna, eventually you become a pure devotee. So, although he, at this point of time, his heart is filled with kama hataha, his heart is filled with material desire, that he wants a suitable wife by which he can have good progeny and fulfill the instruction of his father, which is Brahma. Therefore, he is not in a position right now to ask for liberation, which is what Prabhupada says. That since Kardama Muni was advanced in spiritual life, why then did he not ask the Lord for liberation? The answer is that not everyone is competent to be liberated from material bondage. So you see, Kardama Muni, he did such wonderful devotional service. The Lord himself personally has come before him, and Prabhupada is saying he is not competent to be liberated. Why? Because the key is, it is mentioned here, Kamahataha. He performed Sakama Bhakti. He performed Mishra Bhakti and Sakama Bhakti. Mishra Bhakti, he performed Kriya Yoga for 10,000 years, which is Ashtanga Yoga mixed with Bhakti Yoga. So he performed Ashtanga Yoga mixed with Bhakti Yoga, and he performed Sakama Bhakti. He performed devotional service for attaining some material objective. So he did not perform pure devotional service. He did not perform Ananya Bhakti. He had not yet come to that stage. Unless one comes to the stage of Ananya Bhakti, one is not eligible for liberation from this material world. One may follow the process of Ashtanga Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga. Until one comes to the point of Ananya Bhakti, one will not be actually liberated from this material world. An impersonalist, a jnani may think, I have become liberated, but it's not real, eternal, permanent liberation. Eventually, he will again fall down to this material world. Just like the Bhagavatam says, Ye anye aravindaksha vimukttamaninas tvayasta bhavad avishuddha buddhayah. So, all those who think they have become liberated, but have not taken shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, tata patantyado anadrita yushmadangreha. Without taking shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, even if a jnani becomes a mukta purusha, eventually he will again fall down to this material world. So therefore, one has to execute pure devotional service. And what is pure devotional service? How is it differentiated from Sakama Bhakti, like what Kardama Muni executed? That is explained by Sri Jiva Goswami in the Shat Sandarbha. He defines pure devotional service. He says, Bhajaniya Parama Purusha Swasukhatvam. Bhajaniya Parama Purusha Sukhamatra Swasukhatvam. So, the Supreme Lord Krishna is Bhajaniya. He is the only person worthy of worshipping. Actually, although there are so many devatas and people go and worship so many devatas, actually, according to the scriptures, the only really worshipable person is Krishna. Bhajaniya Parama Purusha Sukhamatra Swasukhatvam. One who seeks pleasure only in giving pleasure to Krishna, such a person is actually rendering pure devotional service. So therefore, we should, as serious practitioners of devotional service, we should not entertain any desire in our heart other than the pleasure of Krishna, of Srila Prabhupada. Guru and Krishna. Guru Srila Prabhupada is the representative of Krishna. Therefore, if we desire to satisfy, please Prabhupada, it is as good as pleasing Krishna. Prabhupada says that Prabhupada and please him. And we should be careful that our heart is not conquered by any other material desire. Material desire or any other desire. See, the point is, this is a very, very fine distinction that Sri Jiva Goswami has made. He has said, Bhajaniya Parama Purusha Sukha Matra Swasukhatvam. Sometimes this desire for material, satisfying one's own material aspirations takes on different forms. Sometimes devotees, they become fixed upon some desire. They say, I want to do this. Why my authorities are not allowing me to do this? We should not be attached to our desire. We should not even be attached to rendering service to Krishna the way we want. Parama Purusha Sukha Matra Swasukhatvam. We should see what is it that Krishna wants from me. What is it that Prabhupada wants from me. Not that what I want to do, that I should be able to do. No. What is it that Prabhupada wants from me? What is it that Prabhupada's organization wants from me? That should be our outlook. And we ask the question not that what I want to do. What do I want to do? No, the question is, what does the organization, what does Prabhupada want from me? We should be always eager to do what is required of me rather than trying to fulfill my desire. I want to do like this. And that is the real definition of pure devotional service. And when one comes to being attached to doing what I am asked, what is expected of me, rather than my being able to do what I want to do, then one comes to the platform of rendering pure devotional service. Then one gets the right to go back to Goloka Vrindavan. Actually, if you see the why this very specific thing is there, that if you have to go to Goloka Vrindavan, you have to develop this mood, attitude that I want to do what is expected of me rather than doing what I like to do. Because in Goloka Vrindavan, all the Vrajavasis have this attitude. They are simply focused on what pleases Krishna. Whereas if you go to Vaikuntha and other places, there will be pure devotees there also, but they will have some personal desire that I want to serve Narayana like this. Whereas in Vraja, none of the devotees have that thinking what I want to do. They are constantly thinking what is it that will please Krishna. So if we want to go to Goloka Vrindavan, then we have to develop that attitude. And you see, Srila Prabhupada came to this material world to take us back to Goloka Vrindavan. That is what Prabhupada is offering us. Prabhupada is not offering us Vaikuntha. He is offering us Goloka Vrindavan. And the whole training that Prabhupada is giving us in our institution is to develop that service attitude, how to please Prabhupada and Krishna, how to please Guru and Krishna. So if we simply develop this attitude, then our path back to Goloka Vrindavan is established. So these are some of the things we can understand from today's verse. And so therefore, from the example of Kardama Muni, how Kardama Muni, by executing Sakama Bhakti and Mishra Bhakti, he could come to the point of having darshan of Vishnu, Narayana directly, but still he is not eligible to be liberated. This is a very prominent and very important example which we all as devotees have to bear in mind, so that we do not develop any other desire than to please Prabhupada and Krishna. So I'll stop here. If there is any comment or question, we can discuss.